Well, ladies and gents, it has been a hot minute since we've done one of these. I figured I'd chime in. I've been a little bit behind. Things have been a little bit nuts, and there's plenty of stuff to kind of talk about what's been going on lately. For starters, I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas, holiday, however you celebrated it, and a happy new year as well. It's been a wild ride. 2022 was a little nuts, but let's see what happens. 2023, let's re-roll. Let's see what happens. Anyway, a lot of stuff has been kind of going on. Obviously, we've done the shift from less of a mod review tutorials-esque type of channel to more of just the gameplay, and clearly I've seen a change in the avid viewership, things like that, but that's okay. I knew that was going to happen. It's almost like we're kind of rebuilding a little bit of an audience. Plus there's the people that have been here since day one, the OGs. You all are still here, and I love you for it, and I appreciate you for it as well. And obviously, if you're looking for ways to support the channel, oh boy, here we go. If you're looking for ways to support the channel, we do have a Patreon. You can join the YouTube membership program here if that's something you decide to do. But quite frankly, just stop by, watch some of the content, throw a comment down, maybe hit a like button or share it out to some friends. That's good enough for me. You don't need to do anything other than that. That's fine and dandy. So I figured we could talk about the games that are being played and whatnot. First of all, I would probably want to discuss Ark, because that has been absolutely bonkers. So we finished up season 5 and started season 6. And season 6 has been absolutely hilarious thus far. This is probably one of the most difficult mod packs I've played before. I think oftentimes I found myself jumping into an Ark playthrough and being really vulnerable in the beginning, but then slowly getting my legs up from underneath me. And you get to a point, at least I felt like in multiple Ark playthroughs, where you get to a point where you almost feel a little untouchable. Like you have to really make some bad decisions in order to lose your dinos or lose whatever. This current mod pack on season 6 is completely unforgiving, and I've recorded these I'm actually a few ahead for multiple reasons. I'm not going to talk about why. Mainly because I hate when I miss an upload or something happens and there's no upload for that week, and then you guys are waiting a whole nother week for something to come out. So what I've been doing is recording ahead of time, trying to get a few episodes ahead, and that way if I have a vacation or if something happens for whatever reason, you guys still get to see the gameplay episodes, because I'll have them done ahead of time. So that's really what I've been working on the side. But anyway, so if you do make comments to any one of the Ark playthrough of season 6 and I don't necessarily respond to it on the next video, understand that that's why. It's not because I don't hear you, it's mainly because I am currently I'm a little ways ahead, right? I don't have a time machine. I don't. I wish I did. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Actually, no, I don't. I think about that sometimes. People are always like, oh, if I had a time machine, I'd go back and do all sorts. Just as I have potential to make things better in a time machine, I have just as much potential to make things even worse. So maybe I don't want that. So if you find one, don't tell me. I don't want anything to do with it. Anywho, Ark Season 6. So I started it off with a trailer, which I got to say I thought was kind of funny. I've been trying to incorporate kind of a little new things every time we start on a different series. Maybe it's how I edit. Maybe it's how the videos are cut. Maybe it's how the audio is working. Maybe I add some different filters. I try to make the editing better. Like I tried to get better at what I'm doing every time. I feel like that's kind of important because I'm kind of learning this along the way. So this time around, I decided to do a small little season 6 trailer that I just let out. If you guys haven't watched that already, it's on the front page on the YouTube channel. Please go back and watch it because I really want your opinion on it. So I went back and I thought to myself, maybe I could start messing around with creating my own music for streams and stuff like that. That would be kind of an interesting concept. So I downloaded Music Maker. You can actually download it through Steam and have a bunch of free music just to play around with for your own personal use. But in order to use it for commercial purposes for YouTube videos, you do have to pay for certain licenses to be able to do that, which I went ahead and did anyway. And I started messing around with it, and I found that it was actually incredibly easy to get started with. Music Maker definitely seems like one of those things where it'd be, especially with somebody like myself who has no experience doing it, it seems like it's one of those things where it's very easy to understand in the beginning, but kind of hard to master later on down the road, which is okay. I needed something that was super easy for me to jump into from a entry-level thing and sort of understand. Anyway, long story short, Music Maker, if you're interested in doing any of that stuff, I would highly suggest checking that out. I think it's really fun. They got an awesome little tutorial. It starts up the first time you use it too, and it like I said, it's really easy to use, very very user friendly. very, really user friendly. You can download sound pools of all sorts of different instruments based around certain genres or sounds and pre-download them ahead of time. So you're not actually playing the music, you're actually using samples. I mean, I think you can actually record your own stuff anyway, but that's beside the point. Anywho, the whole idea and purpose of it, like I said, was maybe to start making our own like stream music to add to the streams, which I'm sure I'm probably going to do. I'm still playing around with it, but I decided to use that for the season 6 trailer. And then I also decided on a whim that I would actually just maybe do like a parody of some like folksy music. And I don't know if anybody caught on to it, but go back and watch the trailer. Let me know what you think. But I actually did the vocals on that, and it was kind of like, it was meant to be a parody, like I'm making sort of fun. And I guess it was better than I thought it was gonna be, which is a good thing, just kind of surprising. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Go back and check the trailer. Let me know what you guys think. But if you are like a streamer or a content creator and you're looking to make your own tunes for videos, I would highly suggest going out on Steam and checking Music Maker out. Maybe I'll throw a link into the description so you guys can weasel around with that if you want to in your own spare time. Anyway, Ark Season 6. It's been a blast so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. This might be one of the most challenging playthroughs I've done, but also, oddly enough, one of the funnest so far. I think it's because I'm constantly feeling a little vulnerable, which I find is what I really enjoy about survival games, is that build up, the progression part. The end game part of survival games doesn't really appeal to me in a lot of cases, but I feel like I might have found something that's going to challenge me even at an end game sort of predicament, but I guess we'll find out. Also, in other Ark news, this is something that is going to be changing probably pretty soon. And it's kind of like a 3-part conversation, really. So we have our community server. If you don't already know, that's something that we've always had running so that the community members can all get together and play on there. And I was streaming from there occasionally as well. It was just a super fun experience. We would pick mods and we would, bounce around, but it was always only one map. And sometimes the mods didn't work very well or people weren't interested in it. At the end of the day, it's always been like kind of a low pop server. There hasn't been a whole lot of people interacted with it in the beginning, maybe, but not so much now. At any rate, I stumbled upon and I was invited to the Architects program, the Architects Gaming Group. If you guys have not checked these peoples out, you need to. I was under the impression going into it that it was a group of Ark builders that were just building some cool stuff and that was it. And man, was I surprised. There is so much more going on with this. And I'm not trying to give away a whole lot of details as far as the current project, which will be out probably this weekend, I believe. So if you've never heard of it, go check Fire Pumpkin out on YouTube. We will have a link and to her channel in the description. She kind of heads that group for the most part. This has been a huge vision that she's had, working with all these talented people, and not just video gamers, people involved in music and sound and acting and all sorts of stuff. This is a culmination of so much effort that is like just kind of blowing my mind, having worked with these people. Not only that, but it's a super friendly group. Everybody's really easy to work with. Everybody's awesome. I've just had such a great experience. At any rate, they are doing an amazing cinematic. I mean, there's no other way to describe it other than they're shooting a movie inside of Ark to complete. And I mean, complete movie. I mean, with their own acting, with their own set design, essentially, with their own building, everything. So not only are these individuals doing like some really cool stuff with the Ark universe and using Ark as kind of a platform to build all that stuff on, what they're really doing is, like, again, creating this awesome cinematic journey. And I would definitely say check them out. We'll have the link to their Discord in the description of the video as well as Fire Pumpkin's channel. I would highly suggest that as well. There is going to be some very cool content coming out this weekend. I highly suggest you go look at it. You might even see your favorite chili pepper helmet wearing fool in there. So feel free. Anyway, so partially getting involved in the Architects has been just to find that cool gaming group to hang out with and do some cool stuff with. And it's been super fun. I've had a really good experience doing it. But also the other thing that I paid attention to is that they have a public Ark cluster set up. These are several maps that are maintained, that are admin, that are taken care of. They're PvE maps, and they have some great mods collection working on them as well. And they're typically themed around a lot of really cool events that they're going to be doing. I decided that I would jump in, and we've streamed from there, I think, twice now, and it's been a really cool, fun time doing. It's just a really well put together like maps. The maps are great, the admin support's great, the rates are great, the mods are great, and it's more than just one map. So what I will be doing is closing down our community server in the hopes that everyone migrates over to the Architects public cluster. Again, the link to their Discord will be in the description of the video, so you guys can definitely check it out, join up, play around, see what you guys think. I've had a wonderful experience thus far playing with them, but I don't really have anything, but I've had a really good experience thus far, so I would highly suggest checking that out. But at any rate, that's basically what's going to happen. Now, there's a few reasons behind that. One, honestly, I just think it's a better server to play on. That's just my unbiased, honest opinion, having played on their servers and having played on ours. I think it's, well, I think the mod list is much better. I think it's more populated, so being able to interact with a lot more people, having a cluster, all in all, I just think it's better. Really, it is. Not only that, but it does make things a lot easier for me. I feel like because I'm sort of a one-man show for the most part, it kind of takes that weight of constantly making sure mods are updated and that the server's rebooted on time, and that way you guys aren't waiting on me to have that all stuff done. They have a crew of people doing this, so you're not going to run into those downtime issues that you might have run into playing on the Harv Cast community server. So like I said, that's what's going to happen with the server, and that change is going to be happening pretty soon, so keep on the lookout for that. But like I said, I would highly suggest checking out the other maps and hanging out with us. We're still going to stream from there, and I'm still going to stream some Ark. That's still going to be a thing, but I'm just going to be streaming it from there. With that being said, there is something that I did want to think about kind of considering that server slots to do stuff on if we want to. So I don't know if anybody's familiar. I typically rent my servers through Gportal, and the way Gportal works is that you pay for slots, not really the game per se. So for instance, you could pay for 20 slots and have one game running 10 slots and another game for 10 slots. I still have those slots open. So what we can do, and this kind of depends on the community. A, obviously I could just get rid of them and just nix the whole thing. B, which I'm more inclined to do depending on the participation of ideas and brainstorming and what people want to do, we load a different game on it, honestly. So we could have the Ark cluster going to play all sorts of Ark on, and they do server wipes and change mod lists up, so it's not really going to get stale. So that has, if you're looking to scratch your Ark itch, that's definitely an easy way to do it. What do we think about loading something different on the server? Changing it up a little bit, maybe a different game, doesn't really matter what game, but something that we could run on a server level that maybe people are more interested in doing right now. Pretty much down for mostly anything. I know we talked about, I think on my last stream, we might have talked about a few different options, but I'd really be curious about what your choices are. Maybe there's a game that you're really jamming on right now that is more of like a private server compatible, and if it is, let me know. Shoot something in the comments, find me on Discord, shoot something in Discord in the general talkie tab. We can definitely chit chat about it. I'm not opposed to loading just about anything on there, honestly. So that was kind of my three-parter involving Ark. Yes, I've joined the Architects program and it's been awesome, and you should look at them. Yes, we are moving the community server over to playing, hopefully everybody's playing on the Architects cluster as of right now. And I am definitely willing to load the current slots that we have with something else, depending on what people want to see and what they want to play. That about wraps up our Ark news. Still not sure about Ark 2. I don't even know when Ark 2 is going to drop. They keep pushing that one back, I think, at this point. I'm not really 100% sure when and where we're going to see Ark 2. Honestly, I'm probably going to try it out when it comes out, but we'll kind of play it from ear after that and see if it's actually worth running some sort of series on, or maybe we'll try to, and if the community goes, nah, this game isn't what we wanted it to be, maybe we'll flip back and play something else. So I know I've been kind of like up and down about how I feel about Ark, and I know it's kind of, I don't think I'm going down that rabbit hole again. I feel like I've expressed how I feel about that for a while now, and I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I refuse. So that's just something that I'm not going down. I refuse to go down that rabbit hole once again. You guys should probably know how I feel about this already. What else is going on? Conan has been a lot of fun this time around. This sorcery update that they put out kind of changed the dynamics of the game, and I like that it's not like a full-blown I'm shooting fireballs and doing all this crazy offensive stuff. It is very much more like a buffing sort of. It's a good little what's the word I'm looking for? It's a good little addition to the game. It doesn't belittle the rest of what's going on. I think it was a really smooth addition, and I know that's something that I think they've been talking about adding for a while now, so it's pretty cool to see. I was a little about the whole battle pass thing at first, but once I realized you can just kind of do daily challenges, and that's how you accumulate things to buy in there, I thought that was kind of cool. But I really dig the sorcery thing, this whole season 2 thing, the whole headhunters showing up and like finding sorcerers to give them is pretty neat. I think that's an interesting I think that's cool because it gives players that may not be even interested in the sorcery stuff at all something to work for and do, and give them something new to have. I thought that was an interesting idea. I think there was some an inclusion based decisions, maybe based thinking maybe that went on to that. Anywho, huge fan. I think it turned out pretty good. Having a lot of fun with that. Raptor's my brother. I always enjoy playing games with him, so coming out and being able to do some silly shit every now and then has been it's been pretty entertaining. I thought about running mods with that one, but the problem was because of the sorcery add-on, I kind of wanted to experience that the way it was intended, and I didn't want to add any mods that might kind of mess that up along the way, so I kind of chose not to. But all in all, great experience. I think we're almost halfway through that as far as game days go. Like, we're almost halfway through, which kind of means we need to get our asses in gear and do a bunch of other stuff. I really don't know. I don't know if there's an ending to Isle of Sipta like there was the Exiled Land. The Exiled Lands, you just, you know, you got your bracelet off and you left, and that was it. I don't know how that would work with the Isle of, because you're still on an island at the end of the day. Like, I don't know if you like build a boat and get the heck out. Like, I have no idea. I've played that game a lot, but I haven't really actually like gotten to that end game part of things to figure it out one way or the other. So I guess we're gonna figure that out together, I guess. Games I've been playing in the on the side, obviously, New World. Been streaming that a few times. I know it's not everybody's jam, but I've found that it's actually been a lot of fun. When New World first came out, it was really different. Really, it was a good time. I had a lot of fun with it, and then they like botched that game with this horrible update that like made all of your skill progression super grindy. It blew up the in-game economy. Like, it was just all around all bad, and I walked away from that game for quite a long time. Since then, some updates have happened, and I've actually been finding myself really enjoying it again. So a group of us have been playing on there, and if you're not familiar with New World, it's an MMO. If you don't like MMOs, you're probably not gonna like it. But if you're into that sort of genre, I think you'd have a lot of fun with it. I am definitely more of a PvE-ish sort of person. I really don't know 100% how the PvP plays out very well in here, but so far I gotta say I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of like my chill game to kind of relax to when I'm not doing all the other stuffs, you know. But I would suggest checking it out at the very least. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it for sure. And if you do, throw something in Discord. I'll let you know what server we're on if you want to join in here and join the Bad Decisions Incorporated group. I'll tell you what we do, but our name should probably give it away. With that being said, I know this is typically the day that the night rather that I would be live streaming. Because the architects have a Gigantor event coming out this weekend, there's a lot of prep work that needs to be done for it. So I've since then gotten on board and been helping out with that to the best of my ability. So that is why I won't be streaming here tonight. It's not because of really anything else. It's really just the schedule crunch of wanting to get stuff down. Their event should be this weekend, and I should still be streaming Saturday night probably. So there shouldn't be any problems there. I really hate missing streams. That really kind of bums me out, and it's actually something that kind of a question that I've been asking myself, and definitely one I would want y'all's input in. Are you more on board with the streams or the gameplay videos? That's what I'm curious about. So here's my kind of 2 cents about it. So what I'm thinking is, because I'm recording ahead with Arc, because I'm kind of getting ahead of it, and if I get a good pace ahead of it, I could in theory do 2 of those videos a week maybe. But if I did that, I'd want to reel back one of the streams, right? So either the Friday night or the Saturday night stream. Now if I did that, well, let's say hypothetically we make Friday another Arc upload day, so right, so like Monday's Arc, Wednesday's Conan for right now, it's whatever side game we're doing, right? And then Friday is Arc again, right? What that would mean is that the only stream we would have would be the Saturday night stream, and I think I would just do like a stream boat thing for that, like I normally do. If you're not familiar, in our Discord, typically Saturday night streams a few hours before the stream, I throw like a bunch of games in one of the channels and let people vote on what they want to see. So I'm always interested to see how you guys feel about it or what you guys might want to see done. At any rate, that was like one option, right? And the other option would be obviously flip-flopping them and doing like a Saturday upload maybe, and not doing a Saturday night stream. In which case, I would probably just move. I'd probably still do like a voting sort of thing on Friday, so that we're not streaming the same thing over and over again. I don't want to put myself in the same predicament where I was before, where I was constantly doing ARC content over and over and over, right? In either case, it was something that I was thinking about, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Are you more? I guess the real question for you, if you're watching this, is are you more inclined to watch a live stream? Or are you more inclined to watch a video? That's really it. And I'll kind of weasel my way accordingly. That's really kind of it. Just your opinion, really. Curious as to what it is. I've been kind of looking around at other games to kind of play, kind of thinking ahead, you know, when Conan's done, or depending on how ARC stuff goes. And I've been seeing a few games. I'm just not 100% like sold on them, obviously. We've had some suggestions before, but I had some really good suggestions before. I think Misty and Low might have had some really good ones. The problem is a lot of these games weren't out yet. They got pushed back, and I tried a few of them out, and they really kind of didn't fit from a recording standpoint. But the ones that I really liked that were suggested, of course, they weren't out yet, and I've been kind of thinking about that too. I think games that I'm really kind of excited to see come down the road. I'm curious about this whole Nightingale thing. They keep pushing that game back. I don't know. I'm afraid whenever they keep pushing it back and still hyping it, I get worried that they just overhype it. So then when the game comes out, I'm like, nah, this isn't what I wanted it to be. But maybe I'm just getting grumpy in my old age. That was one. Sons of the Forest is definitely one I thought would be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess at the end of it all, I'm just trying to... I want to do 2023 a little bit differently with this channel. Like, I kind of want to just change things up and get a nice, like, groove going of what exactly we kind of want this to be. At least what I'm trying to do anyway. I think I also want to do a little bit more collaboration work as well. I think that'll be kind of a fun experience, just to kind of get together with other content creators and streamers and just kind of talk about all that stuff too, and maybe do some collaboration work with some recordings or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of what I was thinking, is I kind of just want to be a little bit more involved than I usually am in the community. I know it definitely may seem like I'm quiet on Discord kind of often. I try to get better at that. The problem is for me is my normal 9 to 5, I do not have access to Discord during that time. So I can't see, you know, I can't really, I have to schedule all the YouTube uploads ahead of time because I don't have access to any of that. I don't have access to Discord. So that's like 8 hours a day where I feel like I'm kind of just, ignoring folks that might have questions or posting something in there, and I don't get to see it till later on. So if you do ask me something or mention something to me and I don't respond right away, that's typically why. It's not because I'm ignoring you, I promise. It's because I literally can't have access to see it. But that's something I'm going to try to change too. I'm going to get a little bit more involved in that, and get a little bit involved in the voice chats too, and make sure I'm in there so you guys can come by and hang out whenever we're playing something on there. Sure. Really, I think the goal for 2023 is just, I really want to grow the channel out as big and as boisterous and as crazy as I possibly can with the time that I can dedicate to it. And also I think part of that is just me involving myself a little bit more. So staying a little bit more involved in Discord and staying a little bit more involved with you guys. And yeah, really is, I feel like I'm at that point where I'm starting to ramble now, which is probably the point where you just stop. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm just kind of forcing myself to talk, and I'm just not making any sense. But I feel, if you know me, you're probably already used to me going on a little rambling spree every now and then, you know? But I guess we'll see what happens. But that's it for me, guys. I appreciate you stopping by, watching, and let me know what you think about stuffs. But as always, let me know what you think. I love you all. Be nice to each other. Stay safe. I will most certainly... Well, I'm not going to say most certainly. I will update Discord too if plans change Saturday night. But please, like I said, go back and check out the Architects group, and definitely keep an eye on the content that they'll be pushing out this weekend, because I think you will most certainly enjoy it. That's all I got, guys. Please feel free to leave your comments, input, anything down into the comments field. Let me know. And check me out in Discord too. Love y'all.